Hey, Ray DelVecchio here from websiteprofitcourse.com. Today, I'm just going to go through a little fix that I had to do recently. If you noticed, WordPress, they have a new section called Site Health. It's within the Tools menu option here. They give you recommendations and warnings if there's anything wrong with your WordPress setup or your hosting setup. And one thing that they tell you is your PHP version. So if you're not running the highest version of PHP, your website might load slower and have more problems. So you can see that's what they recommend here. This one is currently running PHP 7.3.23, and the current version, the current stable version is 7.4, and I'm pretty sure I just read that PHP 8.0 is going to be released in the next couple of months. So we're going to go through how to update PHP on your host. I'm over here on the cPanel page. You just got to log into your cPanel. And I have the software section expanded, and if you go into multi-PHP manager, this is where you can change your PHP version. So this is going to depend on your hosting company. You know, cPanel works across many hosting companies, so depending on which PHP versions are installed, you should be able to see your listed domains here along with the PHP version that's installed. And from the top right here, you can check to see which PHP versions are available. So I've already updated this particular website to 7.4. I'm not sure if when 8.0 rolls out, that'll be available everywhere immediately, or whether you have to contact your hosting company to have them do it manually. The other thing I want to mention is that on some of the builders, like WordPress website builders, they take up more resources than a plain theme. You might come across getting errors or warnings on your site, and usually that's a result of PHP errors. So you can go into your multi-PHP INI editor, and we just have to select the location here. You can see the default settings here, and I've already upgraded these. So if you're looking at yours, you may have lower level settings. The theme that I recommend, which is the Divi Builder that you can use with WordPress, it's a drag and drop web design system. They recommend these settings. For the max execution time and the max input time, they recommend 180 seconds. Max input variables is 3000, and this was a big upgrade on what I had this set at before. So I was coming across this error where I loaded my Divi page and I was getting the error screen as opposed to the website. And this is another big one, the memory limit. You set this to 128. Same thing with the post max size, 128, and the upload max size to 64. So this could also, help improve and optimize the speed or performance of your website, depending on your theme and how powerful it is. So you can go ahead and apply those settings, and that'll set you up. And I want to go over one other thing, that's WHM. So this is the software that you get access to if you have a reseller account, or in this case, I'm using a VPS. If you're managing multiple websites, you can update the PHP version across all of them. This is how you do it. You go down to the software section, and the first thing you'll want to check is the Easy Apache 4. This is going to show you the software that you have installed on your web server, including the PHP versions and the Apache version. I don't know much about Apache. I've dug into PHP a little bit because that's what WordPress themes are built with. So if you want to customize WordPress, it's very helpful to learn PHP. And we got our page here showing us that our currently installed package has Apache 2.4 and PHP 7.2 through 7.4. And down here, these are the available profiles. I have the cPanel default installed. I think you can customize any of these packages if you have some specific web development need. And so you can either go into here and customize, or once you're ready, just click the provision button. And that's going to take you through the changes with the package you're installing versus the currently installed package. And if everything looks good, you can go ahead and make those changes. The other thing that WordPress will recommend is that you have certain PHP packages installed. And if you go here, you can view all the packages that you currently have installed. And I already added these, so I'll just highlight the ones that WordPress recommended. And one of them was Exif. I don't know exactly what this is. I think Exif might have something to do with photos, but usually this is not installed by default. At least it wasn't for me. The next one is File Info. That's actually right next to it. And the last one was a zip library. It looks like we have two things here. I can't remember if it was this PHP zip package or this libzip. I think it was this libzip additional package. And the way that you can manage those is by going over to the software module installers. And that's what this is here, the PHP extensions and applications package. WordPress also recommends one more called iMagick. So if you get that recommendation, that should be included here within the PHP PECL. And I think the only difference between these two is that the pair extensions are written in PHP code, whereas the PECL extensions are written in C code, which is another programming language. So both of these give you functionality, more functions built into PHP, so you don't have to code that yourself. Like I said, I'm not a heavy PHP web developer. I've kind of just gone into WordPress and hacked that code. So I had to look this up and figure this out after WordPress rolled out those recommendations for me. And this is the type of thing that a hosting company that offers managed WordPress hosting, they'll take care of this stuff for you and keep you upgraded on, the best settings for WordPress. Whereas the most affordable web hosting companies, they're usually on shared servers and you can run any type of software on there. So it's more generic, gives you a wider array of options, and it's a better way to get started for a cheaper purchase. But if you already have a WordPress website and you want to optimize it, you might want to go with WordPress managed hosting so you don't have to deal with this technical stuff. As tedious as it can be, I kind of enjoy digging into this, even though you do hit a lot of problems. But once you solve them, you have a much deeper understanding of how everything works, and you're just better prepared, both mentally and with actual skills, to address problems like that in the future. So the last step here is to go down to Multi-PHP Manager from WHM in the software section. And just like in cPanel, they're going to give you your list of domains across either your reseller plan or your VPS plan that does unlimited websites. So you can either do them one by choosing the PHP version over here. And usually what I do is I have a couple test websites, personal websites, and client websites. And anytime I make updates, I always do them in that order. I do, I'll update a plugin or the PHP version or a WordPress core version with my lowest level, website that I don't care if it breaks. Then I'll do my personal websites because I don't care as much if they break compared to a client website. That's been very helpful for me to kind of give myself a test run. If you're brave, you can go and select them all and update the PHP version from here and apply it. And like I said, since I'm not, a hardcore PHP coder, I don't know exactly what this PHP FPM is. I'm pretty sure that it improved the performance of my website. If that's not on for some reason, you might want to try and turn that on. You can do a test, web page speed test, use a tool. My favorite is tools.pingdom.com. I just pulled it up here, and you can just put in your URL along with where you want to test from, and it'll give you the speed along with the load time, and you'll be able to see how long it takes for your website to load on average, and obviously you want to optimize that as much as you can. So that's all I got for this video, and I hope it helped you out. Please subscribe to my channel if you want to see more helpful tips like this. Don't forget to give this a thumbs up if you learned something today. And if you go through this process and you hit any snags, leave a comment below. I'm interested to see how this works on other hosts because all of my experience so far has been on cPanel and WHM. Some hosts nowadays offer their own custom web hosting panel. They may make it easier than this. They may do it for you. But if you have to do it manually, there's probably a similar set of steps or process to do it as this. Thanks a lot for watching. I'll link up a couple videos here on the end screen if you want to keep on browsing, or if you want to learn more and dig further, check out the links in my description.